Hello, Cordial Eye Facebook community. This is Merrill from the Cordial Eye Gallery and Artist Space, and I am here with you for another Self-Care Saturday. We'll be live on Facebook every Saturday at 8 p.m. with some self-care tips and tricks. So tonight we're going to talk about something called eco mapping. If you haven't heard of eco mapping before, that's okay, because not a lot of people have. It is a social work tool. So social workers, nurses, sometimes doctors use eco mapping to get to know their clients better, to get to know their resources and the demands that are on them, and to come up with care plans, which is all well and great. And we don't need to use it in the same sense that they do professionally, but we can actually take that tool that they're using and customize it to balance our own lives and our own self-care. So what an eco map does is it maps out your energy input and your energy output. So basically, it looks at all of the different demands that are on you in your life, and then it compares them to what resources you have available, what things are helping you out. So I'm going to give you an example of an eco map so that you'll be able to make one on your own. So let's take a look at Jennifer. This is Jennifer's eco map. So most people, when they sit down and they draw one of these for themselves, you don't have to do anything fancy. You can just grab a piece of paper and a pencil and start with your name in the middle of it. I like to do it in bubbles. You can do it however you want. Start with your name in the middle. And then on the outside of the paper, you can see right here that there are all these different relationships in Jennifer's life. So you would write out any relationships that you have in your life, or anything that has a major impact on your life, like that drains your energy or that kind of refills your energy and makes you feel better, the self-care stuff. So you can see here, let's say that Jennifer, this is the first time she's heard about eco mapping and she's trying it out, and she hasn't balanced her demands and resources in her life. So she's feeling pretty drained. Maybe she's feeling depressed. She's definitely stressed out, and she wants to work on that. So she sits down and she makes her eco map, and she puts her mom, she puts her job. You can see that her son Max is on here. Her partner Ray is on here. You can see she's in grad school. And then you're going to see all these arrows. So you'll notice there's a little key that I made in the bottom corner. You'll see the dotted line means that that's a strained relationship. That means that Jennifer isn't putting any of her energy into that relationship, but there's nobody else putting energy into it too. So you can see she has one of those, and that's with her dad. So that means that she currently doesn't have a relationship with her dad. So he's not draining any energy from her, but she's also not getting anything back from him. You can see she has a lot of arrows pointing out away from her. So that means that she is giving a lot of herself, a lot of her resources and her energy to these relationships. So some of these are with people, like you can see with her mom. She's putting a lot into her mom. Maybe she's a huge support for her mom, and it looks like her mom isn't very supportive back. You can see her work. It looks like her work isn't very fulfilling. So their work is just really draining, because work does drain us, but it's not the type of job that is filling her cup back up. So all of that energy is going into work, and she's not getting anything back. Maybe she's not getting paid well too, because that's a resource that she's not getting back. You can see bills. I even put bills on there because bills are draining. They're stressful, and they drain resources from us. So the goal here is that not for Jennifer to look at this and be miserable and think, wow, like everybody's taking advantage of me, but for Jennifer to look at this and think about what she can change. How can she change her eco map so that there are more arrows pointing at her and less pointing away from her, so that she has more balanced arrows, because she doesn't have any right now, more of those double-sided arrows where she's giving in the relationship, but she's also receiving. For example, her partner Ray, that your partner should be a double-sided arrow. You shouldn't be putting all of the effort into your partner. You should be putting effort in, and then they should be putting effort back into it. There are always going to be some arrows that are pointing outward. That's normal. Like with kids, you're going to be giving more to kids than you're going to get back. You might get a little bit back, but it's not going to be balanced because kids are exhausting and draining, as wonderful as they are. So let's just take a look. Say a year's gone by and Jennifer has really thought about this and she's worked on her relationships. She's cut out toxic people out of her life and she's asked for the things that she's needs. And this might be what her eco map looks like. So some of the things are the same in here, but it looks like she's picked up swimming. She's found a hobby that really fills her up, and that's wonderful. She still has the bills. She still has grad school, but she's taken on volunteer work that she must find fulfilling because we have a double-sided arrow there. Maybe she's made a career change because we have a double-sided arrow at work, or maybe she hasn't, and maybe she's just asked for the things that she needs at work. She's gone to supervisors and told them what she needs. She's asked for a raise. Whatever it is that wasn't given back to her, she's getting it now. And she started therapy. It looks like she left her husband, who's no longer on there, so that's not going back. That's not energy that's coming out of her anymore. And now she's going to therapy instead. And so that's something that's just going into her. So therapy takes work. It's a little bit draining, but really more of it's going into her. So that's why the arrow points that way. So basically that's eco mapping. And I'd love for you to give it a shot. Try to draw your own. If you have any questions about it, you can post in the chat here now, and I'm happy to answer. But you can also just reach out to us, and I'm happy to talk about it with you more. We also have our group, But First Self-Care, which is run by the Core July, and we check that every day. So if you ever have any questions about anything we talk about in these lives, and you didn't get a chance to ask during it, then feel free to post in there because we can talk more about this stuff at any time. And I just want to remind you, you do not have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Think about that while you're drawing out your eco map, that you don't have to sacrifice your energy, your resources, and your well-being in order to make other people happy. So if you liked this live and want to see more programs like this, please donate. You can donate right at our website, which you can see at the bottom of the screen right now. There's a little banner. If you head to the website, you can donate, and all of your donations help us create programs like this that support the community. All of the money is used to give back to the community. So please join us next week. We'll have counselor and advocate Sarah Jesse joining us to talk about what self-care looks like for her. We'll be here next Saturday on the 29th at 8 p.m. for our next self-care Saturday. Until then, stay safe and be well. Thank you.